Hey friends, tonight I'm doing something I don't do very often anymore. I am doing a night pumping session and I'm gonna film it for you. And I wanna start off by saying this because I know moms are going to watch this, whether you're a new mom, brand new to pumping, you've been doing it for a while, or you're getting back into it. This is not forever. This is just a season, and I am about 18 months postpartum, so no, I don't typically pump at night, but there is a reason why I'm pumping tonight, and I will share that with you. I still breastfeed my son Malcolm on demand. It's really just morning, night, and then for comfort here and there during the day, whether it be nap time, he's not feeling well, or he saw an invitation and decided that he wanted to feed. So I really don't pump anymore, but there is a sweet little newborn baby girl that I'm donating some milk to right now, and that being said, I'm taking advantage of the time when my son is in bed, not looking to nurse, and I'm going to take whatever milk I can so that I can send that off to her and her parents. Since I am a year and a half postpartum, tonight's pumping routine is going to look quite a bit different than it did in my early days. So if you are early postpartum or you are nearing that stage, just keep that in mind that everyone's journey looks different. It all depends on you, your body, and what stage of postpartum you are in. So this is what it looks like for me tonight. And I wanted to share this realistically without giving anyone false expectations or fear of what breastfeeding is supposed to look like, because there is no specific way that it's supposed to look. So I'm just gonna warm up whatever I have in there before I put my pumps on. I like to put the warmers on a little bit before pumping sometimes, and I have definitely had issues with clogs in the past, so I just kind of know heat is my friend. So right now there are a few reasons why I'm pumping at night. Now, for one, milk production for a lot of women is higher at nighttime. And the other reason why I'm pumping at night is because in this stage of being postpartum, this gives me a break from my toddler. I can't believe he's a toddler now. Pumping at night gives me a break from him because if I pull out these pumps in the middle of the day and he's sitting right over there, he's gonna take that as an invitation. And right now I need to take the milk and give it to another baby. So gives me a little bit of flexibility here to sit by myself, just have a little bit of me time, get my pumping done, have some snacks. It just makes sense. I don't have to disrupt our breastfeeding routine during the day. I can just keep things the way they are with him, and then I can do this totally on the side, separate. Let's get into the actual routine. So this is my left pump, and here is my right one. I just charged these up not too long ago, so you can barely tell that they're in. What's nice about these is that you can control one or both at the same time. There we go. All right, so now that I have these going, let's talk. When it comes to pumping, I like to keep things super simple. I have tons of breast pumps, and there's a reason why I stick to Momcozy on a regular basis, because they're easy. For night pumps, I honestly like to stick with wearables because who likes to lug around a big pump? I just want to sit here, be comfortable, and I want the pumps to do everything for me. I don't want to have to worry about switching back and forth or having to remember what I'm doing because, let's be honest, I'm tired and I'm ready to go back to bed. It's nice that this is doing everything for me. One thing I've learned about myself over the last 29 years is if it's overcomplicated, I'm not gonna wanna do it. So when it comes to pumping, I need things to be simple. So I've talked about this pump in my initial review. You can go check it out on my channel. I've already covered a ton of different parts about it, but there are a few things I want to bring up again specifically for this night pumping routine, especially since I will also mention a couple other Momcozy pumps that I have in love, depending on what I'm doing. One thing I love about the M9 is that it comes with extra bottles. So right now I'm pumping into the bottles that are clearly attached to the pump because you can't really pump without them. So these are the containers that will come on your pump. Here is the duckbill in there, and it also has a lid. So if you think about your traditional pumps that have the bottles that hang down, that's basically what this is. So then when you're done pumping, you want to go back to bed, you don't really want to worry about anything. The fact that it comes with an extra set of bottles means that you have 2 pumping sessions. As long as they're clean before you start the night, you've got 2 pump sessions where you can just put it right in the fridge as soon as you're done and worry about it in the morning. That is such a win for me because seriously, I don't want to have to worry about transferring the milk out, measuring it, bagging it up. You could, if you want, put it in the fridge and do whatever you do with your milk. but I personally just like to put the milk away for now and worry about it later. It does come with 4 of these little milk caps so that you don't have to leave your duckbill in there. You can take it out, rinse it, do whatever you want with it. So you have 4 total of these, 2 at a time that you can use. And this case covers so much, it's huge. It stores everything you need with the M9 aside from your milk storage. I barely pump anymore, and I fed Malcolm before bed and I'm still getting milk out. Like, that's incredible. Being so far into my postpartum journey, I don't have the milk supply that I once did. I used to be an overproducer, and I'd have a freezer full of milk in the garage, like a special freezer dedicated just to breast milk, and it was packed full. Granted, that's gone now, but like, I'm not the supplier that I used to be. So I am really, really happy with this. Oh gosh, I love Momcozy. So going back to the pump, the quicker I can get through pumping, the better, because seriously, we are already so tired in the middle of the night. Having to deal with extra steps is so unnecessary. So when you have a pump like this, you don't have to deal with all of that. It's easy. Momcozy just knows what we need. Now let's talk a little bit more about the presets and how that just lightens your mental load. The M9 is customizable, and the preset features, I haven't even had to stray from them because they work for me. I don't have to think about switching back and forth. I literally just switched back to stimulation mode as I was speaking, and I didn't have to think twice about it. I remember in the early days of pumping, I was using my traditional Spectra pump that I'd have to plug into the wall, and I'd be sitting there at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and then I would completely forget to switch off of stimulation mode because I was so tired, and I would spend 10 minutes on stimulation and then realize I forgot to switch to expression. Like, that is the definition of being in the trenches, being so tired that you can't even remember. You're not even like awake enough to press a simple button. But with these kinds of pumps, you don't have to. And I so wish that I had these back then. I didn't even know that it was possible to have a pump that would switch back and forth. Wearable pumps were not really a thing when my first son was born. I had never heard of a wearable pump. I only knew about the ones that plugged in. I'm sure they were around, and I just wish that I would have had them before. Actually, the first time I used this pump, I was really impressed by the output, because I feel like usually when you start using a brand new pump that your body's not used to, it does take time to adjust. And my very first time, I got like 7 ounces out of it, and that was really good for the era of nursing and pumping that I was in. And you know, at this point in my postpartum journey, I'm not chasing ounces. I'm not stressed about how much I'm getting out. The fact that I'm getting anything, that's enough for me. Not everybody is producing 100 ounces of milk a day. A lot of us are just producing just enough. And if that's you, that's okay. You are doing more than enough. The fact that you are even producing milk and being able to provide that for your child is such a blessing. You're doing amazing, mama. Just keep up the great work. I do really like the fact that they offer these warmers. They are sold separately from the pumps, but it's just kind of nice to have these where you can pop them in the microwave or you can boil them on the stove. And then if you struggle with clogs like I do on a regular basis when I'm pumping and I'm in those trenches of early postpartum, that's when it's the worst. It's just nice to be able to put these on whether you're pumping or not. Having these is so nice. So make sure to grab some of them. You can get electronic warmers, but having something that's not tied to a battery is just really nice. So just make sure to grab some of these. I don't think I pointed this out to you, but there is actually a screen on the pumps too, where you can see how long you've been pumping for. So I'm at 17 minutes. I can see that I have a full charge. It is connected to Bluetooth, and I am on expression mode. So you can control it and switch back and forth between modes from the pump itself, or you can do it from your app. I like to do it from the app because then I have them controlled together. So I have them linked, so whenever I increase the level of suction or decrease it, it knows, it talks to both of them at the same time instead of having to switch back and forth and adjust them separately. So as I finish pumping, I want to talk a little bit about the other Momcozy pumps that I have. I have about 4 Momcozy pumps, but 3 of them that I've reviewed officially on my channel that I would recommend to you in a heartbeat. I think that they're all great for different reasons. So this is basically your most traditional pump. This is what what's going to be probably the most comparable to your Spectra or Medela. This is hospital grade. So these are just the containers. They actually they hold 7 ounces comfortably. You can technically fit more than 7 ounces in there. So if you are an overproducer, like I have been, this is going to be your best friend. This right here, this is your motor. This is not the bowling ball of the Spectra that we're used to carrying around or hooking up to the outlet. This is it. I went to Montana a few weeks ago and I went there without my kids. So I had to bring a pump along, and this is the one I brought. Seriously, it was so easy to travel with this. And I brought this one because I wanted to test it out. I wanted to see how effective it was, and it was incredible. Being able to have hospital grade suction on a wearable pump like this and being able to hold as much milk as I needed in here without having to dump and switch, that was incredible. So then we have the M9 that I'm using right now. Super comfortable. It is really quiet actually, and so my kids are sleeping upstairs, my husband's sleeping in the next room. Me talking is probably bothering them more than my pumps are. Let's be real. Now I want to talk to you about the new one. This is actually like such a slim pump. I don't think that I own a pump that is quite as slim as this. So this is going to be like one of your most discreet pumps. This is super discreet, and this is even more. This is going to be like your best friend. The fact that you have a charging case is unbeatable. I am almost done with my pump session here. So if you are looking at doing a wearable and nighttime pumps are in your future, or they are part of your reality right now, the M9 is one that I don't think that you'll regret. I think the M9 is something that is like tried and true for me, just as great as the Spectra. This is one that I wish I had in my early postpartum journey. I so wish I had it. Looking back, I had problems with some of my other pumps, and this would have been an amazing one to have. Now, to touch on another topic, people lately have been asking, since our youngest is about 1.5 years now, people ask, do we want more kids? And the answer is, yeah, if we can, we'd love to, but it's not really in our near future at this point. Time will tell. And since I am nearing the end of my pumping journey, it kind of feels full circle at this point to be able to film this for you, to be able to donate here to a little newborn, and then to talk about what's next. I have so many pumps. I've done so many reviews. I've done so much research on this. It kind of feels like, well, what now? And the reason the question of do we want more kids has never bothered me is because I've always been so open when it comes to my fertility, whether it be trying to conceive, talking about the loss of our son, or what breastfeeding looks like for me. Like, I've always been such an open book, and I'm okay with that. There are so many people out there who are not comfortable with sharing that information, and that is okay. But then there are people who feel so alone because they might not know anyone going through this journey with them. And so when there's somebody like me who is comfortable sharing that to show you what it looks like. Oh, we are done. Let's see what we've got. Hey, that's not bad. I got 1 ounce. Oh, and another ounce. Like I said, I am 18 months postpartum, and I have been feeding my son all day because daycare was closed and they've been home. So the fact that I got a good old 2 ounces is really good. That's actually more than I was expecting. When you are done with this pump, you just slide it off from the front, and there you go. These are your parts. This is your motor. Don't put this in the fridge. Just pop that baby right off, and then just turn it a little bit. Just snap that little baby right on, and then you can just put this in the refrigerator. It is so easy, saving time. Now I don't have to measure because it measures it for you. There's little lines on there to tell you how much you got. And then for my other one, there you go. Now I have 2 little bottles of milk that I can put in my refrigerator and deal with it tomorrow. Now, if you've been here before and you're just checking in, thanks so much for coming back and joining me. You know that I talk a lot about other things on this channel, not just breastfeeding. I talk about decluttering, wellness, simplifying life, and so many more things. Now, if you're new here and this is the first video of mine that you've seen, thank you so much for joining, and I hope that you subscribe and stick around because it'd be great to have you. My motto at this point is you live and you learn, so learn from me. Now, I am super tired. I'm gonna put this stuff away. I'm gonna put milk in the fridge, and I'm gonna go back to bed. Oh no. I think Malcolm's crying. Go back to sleep. Okay, well, I'm gonna deal with that. So, okay, bye.